Hi everyone, welcome back to Pharmacology Classes by MSR. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe for the latest updates. In this video, I am going to explain about the severity and seriousness assessment of ADR. So let's first discuss what is the severity and seriousness. So serious ADR is nothing but if any ADR results in hospitalization of a patient or life-threatening condition, it is called as serious ADR. When it comes to the severity, what is the intensity of that particular event? Whether it is mild, moderate, or severe. So, what is the intensity of that event is severity. A development of a serious ADR is nothing but seriousness. So, as we have discussed, severity is nothing but the intensity of that particular event. So, it varies from mild to severe or deadly condition or lethal. Let's discuss various types of severity. The first one is mild ADR. So mild is nothing but a very minor reaction that may occur because of the drug. So which may include digestive disturbances, nausea, constipation, fever, headache. All these are the minor discomfortness that may be developed. But because of this discomfortness, the patient may be not willing to take the drug. So that is mild ADR. Moderate areas may include the rashes, visual disturbances, muscle tremors, difficulty in urination, especially we can see in the geriatric patients with many drugs, and there may be mood disorders, and there may be reversible changes in our blood components like decreased WBC levels. And if a patient have mild ADRs, but if he feel it as intolerable or distressing, then they may be also considered as moderate ADRs. Severe adverse drug reaction. So, severe reactions may include those where may be a life threatening condition or which may require the hospitalization condition. So, generally, if a person experience any severe ADR, the physician will advise them to stop that particular medication. But in certain conditions, we will continue the use of that particular drug. Example, in the chemotherapy will be continued for the cancer patients. There are many ADRs, serious ADRs for the chemotherapy, but we will life saving is more important, so we will continue the use of chemotherapy in the cancer. In the same way, immunosuppressants are used for the organ transplantation patients. So doctors will try their maximum to control this particular ADRs. Lethal adverse drug reaction. So the lethal indicates death. Lethal reaction is nothing but if when you are using a drug, it directly or indirectly, if it causes the death of a patient, we term it as lethal ADR. So these lethal ADRs are developed because the ADR is not detected on time or the patient is been not responding for the particular treatment. So many drugs have been withdrawn from the market as they develop the lethal ADR. Some of the examples are troglitazone. This troglitazone is developing the liver injury, that is the reason it has been withdrawn from the market. And terfenadine, this is causing the cardiac arrhythmia, that is the reason it is also been withdrawn from the market. Seriousness of an ADR. So the serious ADR, as I have discussed before, if any drug develops untoward reaction towards a drug and may result in the death or hospitalization of a patient, we call it as serious ADR. So the seriousness of this reaction is categorized according to the FDA on the basis of life threatening nature, whether it is developing a death, life threatening condition, hospitalization, disability or permanent damage, congenital abnormalities, birth defects, or required inversion to prevent the permanent impairment or the damage. So once a serious ADR is identified, we have to report it to the concerned authority or DMID program officer. DMID is nothing but Division of Microbiology and Infectious Diseases. So what we have to report? is nothing but we have to report the case report form. CRF is nothing but case report form. So it is advisable to use the DMID forms which are available. So we have to describe that particular event, on what date it has been occurred, what is the time of onset, what is the clinical history which is associated with the signs and symptoms, what are the temporal associations with that particular study agent, what is the medical management done, what are the laboratory tests conducted, what is the severity score of that particular condition, and what is the causal relationship to the study agent, nothing but whatever the drug is being used. All this we have to report it to the concerned authority. The other information that is required to be reported during a serious ADR is the past medical history, the other drugs that are being continuously used along with this particular drug, what is the autopsy report if a patient has been died, what is the outcome of the event, when it has been resolved, at what time and what date, what are the plans for the study subject, what is the follow-up action treatment that is done to bring the patient to the normal condition, at what location this has been occurred. All this should be reported. Expectedness of adverse drug reaction. So what is the purpose of this expectedness is we will expect whether the reaction is unexpected or expected. So if no one reports about the serious ADR, then everyone will consider as it as an unexpected ADR. That is the reason we have to report it when the serious ADR is being done. So the reporting should be done for the regulators, investigators and other appropriate people. So we can document it properly, or else if it is undocumented, then we term it as unexpected ADR. So the following documents are required to determine whether the ADR is expected or not. So if a new drug is not yet approved for marketing in a country, what they will do, they will check the company's investigator brochure. So this will serve as a source document in that particular country, and there will be certain reports should be added for the drug information about the specificity and severity of the ADR. For example, a drug is being labeled as it may cause hepatitis, but the ADR is being occurred in such a way that it is showing fatal condition of hepatitis. It is causing fatal form of hepatitis. So that should be reported and added for the drug information. So other observations are nothing but few conditions should be immediately reported to the regulatory authorities even it is not a single serious ADR. So what are those conditions is if you are using a drug for a life threatening condition but that particular drug is not showing the efficacy, then we have to immediately report it for the regulatory authorities. Then a drug is going on the animal studies but it is been developing any health hazard like carcinogenicity, teratogenicity. So that should be immediately reported to the regulatory authorities. Moving on to the reporting time frames. So once the ADR occurs, within what time we have to report it? So the first condition is fatal or life-threatening unexpected ADR. So if it is that particular life-threatening condition, the ADR should be immediately, alarmingly, very rapidly notified to the regulatory authorities if that particular drug is not yet released in that particular country. And the life threatening unexpected area, if it is under clinical investigation, it is very qualified if for the rapid reporting. So immediately within phone or by the writing a letter, we have to immediately report it to the sponsors. Once a sponsor knows this information, he have to report this within 7 days calendar days to the regulatory agencies. After reporting within the 7 days, the complete information can be given within 8 calendar days. So if it is a fatal or life-threatening condition, the information should be given to the regulatory authorities within 7 calendar days. Apart from that, any all other serious or unexpected areas should be reported within 15 calendar days. Once a sponsor knows the information, within 15 calendar days that should be reported to the regulatory authorities. So what is the minimum criteria for reporting? So we have to describe what is the ADR, what event has been occurred, what is the initial reports, what is being prescribed for that particular patient, what you suspect about this medicinal compound, and what is the relationship between this drug and the expected ADR. All this information should be given. So if the information is not readily available, whatever initial information you have, that should be reported, and then the information should be collected and reported to the regulatory authorities. So how to report the ADR? In my previous videos you have seen the forms to fill the ADR, serious ADRs. I have given you the formats for the submission. Apart from those, the Council for International Organization of Medical Sciences is also providing the forms. These are widely accepted standard forms which we can fill and submit for the serious ADRs. So if the forms are not available, you can write in any tabular format or narration can be given and report the ADR. So when you are filling this ADR form, if you don't have any information, you can gather that particular information and report it later. So all this reported ADR should be submitted for the authorities or official parties, whoever is requiring in the countries where the drug is under development. For reporting a serious adverse drug reaction, the information to be captured is what are the patient demographic information, what are the presenting complaints, what is the past medication history of the patient, what is the drug therapy which includes over the counter, present medication, and the medication on admission. What are the lab data of that particular patient, hematological study, liver and renal functional test should be recorded. The suspected drug information with the drug which has developed that particular adverse effect. The suspected drug generic name should be reported. What are the indications to prescribe that particular drug? What is the dosage form and strength used? What is the daily dose and regimen that is being used? What is the route of administration that is prescribed? When did the patient start using that particular drug, at what date and what time? When they have stopped using that particular drug, date and time? To how long they have used, what is the duration of the treatment, and when any other treatment is given along with this particular drug. So the details of the reporter who is informing this particular area, what is the name of that particular reporter who is reporting, what is the address, what is the telephonic number to contact, what is the professional specialty of that particular reporter who is reporting the ADR should be mentioned. Administrative and sponsor or company details for the source of the report. So whether the ADR is spontaneous from the clinical investigation or it is taken from any literature, the date the event has been reported or first received by a sponsor or the manufacturing country in which the report is being generated or in which the event is being occurred, name and address of a sponsor, manufacturer or that particular company, the name, address, telephonic number or fax number to contact a person from that particular company or institution, to identify the regulatory code or number for marketing authorization or clinical investigation process for the suspected product, sponsor manufacturer's identification or number for this particular case. The severity grading of reporting. According to the severity, they have given a grading system by NCI, National Cancer Institute, CTCAC, common terminology criteria for adverse effects. So the grading system is like grade 1 indicates mild asymptomatic, grade 2 indicates moderate and minimal, grade 3 severe but not immediate life threatening, grade 4 is life threatening, and grade 5 indicates the death related ADE. So here it is a severity scale by Hartwig and Siegel for the assessment of severity of the ADRs. So the mild, moderate and severe, in this again they have given various levels, whereas the level 1 and level 2 in the mild, in both the ADR is occurred and suspected because of using that particular drug in level 1, whereas in the level 2 it is also suspecting the ADR with the using of that particular drug. It may be discontinued or otherwise changed that particular drug with which the ADR is developed, but no antidote is being used and no increase in the length of stay. LOS is nothing but length of stay in the hospital. So whereas moderate, it comes under level 3 and level 4, where the ADR is suspected because of using a particular drug, it is being discontinued, otherwise changed, or we will use the antidote for that particular treatment of ADR, and there is no increase in the length of stay in level 3, whereas level 4, so here the increase in length of stay for minimum of 1 day, and the ADR is a reason for this increased length of stay, whereas severe it has 5, 6 and 7 levels. The 5th level is nothing but which requires ICU care, whereas in 6th level the ADR causes permanent damage to the patient, whereas in level 7 the ADR is directly or indirectly causing the death of the patient. So here is a table to identify the seriousness assessment for the individual case report. So do you consider the reaction to be serious? Yes or no? If yes, whether the patient is died because of a reaction, whether it is increasing the length of stay in the hospital, whether it is life threatening, it is causing any congenital abnormalities, whether it is involving the persistent or significant disability or incapacity to the patient, or medically significant, if any, please give the details. So by filling this form we can assess the seriousness of the ADR.